You're listening to the Cool Audio Podcast, your escape into the world of stories, sounds, and imagination. Whether you're driving, chilling at home, or just need a moment to unplug, we've got a story just for you. So sit back, relax, and let the journey begin. When you came back from the washroom. You're really good. How did you find out? Fiona felt her acting skills were super good. She had behaved as low-keyed as her double, so how did he see through her so soon? Riker gave her a cool glance. Your double has perfume on her, but you don't. Sudden understanding dawned on Fiona when she realized this small detail betrayed her. Indeed, Fiona never used perfume because it was dangerous. She had spent the past years hunting down people and being hunted down by her enemies, so she couldn't use perfume which would expose her identity. It would be suicidal. But her double was different. The young girl lived a simple life and loved bags, evening gowns, and luxurious stuff. Each day after she finished washing up, Riker saw her spray herself with a luxurious brand perfume, and he had gotten used to the scent after staying by the side of the double for days. When Fiona came back, she brought back a freshness he had missed for days. If they were not in the casino, he'd have pulled her into his arms. He had to suppress this urge and the exhilaration, which was really hard. After they entered the hotel suite, he couldn't suppress it anymore. Psycho Riker, you're indeed smart. You have an eye for details, Fiona praised him with pleasure. Of course. Otherwise, I'd not have been able to get you, Riker said matter-of-factly. Get out of here. You don't have me yet. No one would bear you if I don't take you, Riker commented. With a temper as hot as a firecracker, Fiona kicked him. Be careful with your foot. You can't kick this place. Riker was exasperated as he held his precious parts. If I unmanned you, you could travel back to the ancient times and become a eunuch in a harem. Isn't it nice? Fiona smirked. It's not bad, but before I become a eunuch, I must enjoy myself. Riker lunged at her and pressed her under his body. Psycho Riker, you... Hush, we can't disturb the others. Riker had been resentful that Fiona dumped him and made him stay with her double, so he wanted to get some reward now that she was back. Fiona was a violent person, but she seldom pushed Riker away when he tried to get more intimate with her physically. After all, she loved him. He was the only man she had loved in the past years. In the Southside Recuperation Center in the city, 3 hours had passed, and people were still waiting outside the OR. The longer they waited, the more anxious they got. They all thought Justin might not be able to make it. Max and Breton couldn't remain sitting. They paced in the corridor anxiously, worrying about their old friend. They were afraid to hear that Justin couldn't make it or become a vegetative. Finally, the light above the OR was turned off and doctors walked out. Jack came out the last and they could see the tiny sweat drops on his forehead and nose. Jack, how is Justin? Mrs. Cooper rushed up and grabbed Jack's gloved hand. He's fine. The moment Jack said that, everyone relaxed. Brother, tell us the details. We were terrified. Avery walked to his side and asked in a low voice. Justin's wound is indeed severe and it's in his head. As he spoke, they got tense again. He had some blood congestion in the back of his head and a serious concussion, but he's fine otherwise. He was lucky, actually. I did a small surgery on him to clear the congestion of blood and checked the other parts of his head. I think he'll wake up soon, but I want him to stay in the hospital for a few days to see if there are any sequelae. That's wonderful news. Thank God. With tears of happiness, Mrs. Cooper held Jack's hand tightly. Jack, thank you. I'm truly grateful to you. Auntie, don't mention it. The Cooper family had been so good to Chloe, the kids and me. I was just returning the favor. Thank you. It was hard work for you, child. Although Jack brushed it off as a small surgery, Mrs. Cooper knew he was just trying to soothe her. After all, how can you call a surgery lasting more than 3 hours a small one? Besides, even a person who didn't understand medicine knew how hard a surgery on the head could be. So everyone knew how much effort Jack had contributed. Hearing Justin was fine, everyone relaxed. While Mrs. Cooper insisted on staying in the hospital, the others decided to go back home and would come back when Justin woke up. Chloe walked to Jack's side after the others were gone and took out a handkerchief from a pocket on her white coat to wipe the sweat off his face gently. "Honey, you worked hard. It's fine. I feel happy that I could save Justin." "Are you relieved that you can finally return him a big favor?" Chloe knew Jack wasn't a guy who took things lightly. He had felt burdened by the big favors that the Cooper family had done for him and his family. Now that he could do something for them in return, he felt much lighter. "It's more than that. If something happens to Justin, all of us will feel devastated. Even though he's my rival in love, even though I know he still can't get over you, I want him to be safe and sound." "Honey, thank you." Chloe threw her arms around him and kissed his lips lightly. The kiss expressed her love, admiration, and pride. Yeah, she was proud of Mr. Dawson's character. "You were in there for more than 3 hours and must be exhausted and hungry. I'll treat you to a meal, honey." "Great. Vice Director Green, that's a rare treat from you," Jack chuckled. "How about Ajin ramen?" "No, I want to eat something expensive," said Mr. Dawson to tease her. "Ha-ha! Well, how about Australian lobster, abalone, and stir-fried noodles with sea cucumber?" "You know my stomach can't take seafood. Are you sincere about treating me to a meal, Director Green?" "Of course. I'm very sincere. Tell me what you want to eat and we'll go and eat it." After a moment of silence, Jack said, "I heard the food in the hospital cafeteria is good." You mean... Yeah, let's go." Chloe hadn't expected that Jack would want to eat in the cafeteria. It was midnight, but there were chefs on duty to provide food for the medical staff on night duty. When they walked in, some doctors and nurses who were taking their midnight meals stood up and greeted them. "Hi, Vice Director Green." "Hello, Vice Director." "Please sit down, guys." Chloe waved at them and asked them to sit back down. "Wow, is the guy sitting beside the Vice Director a new doctor in our hospital? He's gorgeous. Damn it, I'm in love." A young nurse stared at Jack, who was wearing a white coat with stars in her eyes, mistaking him as a new doctor. "Yeah, he's truly gorgeous. No, I've got to get his SNAP ID." Some new nurses were in their early 20s and were quite bold in expressing their wishes. A young nurse on night duty walked up to Jack and Chloe under people's astonished eyes. "Vice Director, do you have a second?" The young nurse knew Chloe was a high-level executive of the hospital. "Of course." Nonplussed, Chloe nodded, not knowing the purpose of the young nurse. "Can I have our new colleague's SNAP ID?" "New colleague?" Chloe was confused. Meanwhile, Mr. Dawson continued eating the potato slices from his platter as if they were not talking about him. "This new doctor? He's gorgeous. He's the type I like. Can I have his SNAP?" The young nurse stared at Jack, starry-eyed, ignoring the embarrassment on Chloe's face. "You mean my husband?" Chloe asked. "What? Your husband?" The young nurse was dumbfounded. "It's awkward if you thought of him as a new colleague. Let me introduce my husband, Jack Dawson." Understanding the young nurse's intention, Chloe didn't get angry. She just introduced Jack with a smile. Instantly, the young nurse turned red and almost died of embarrassment. Sorry, Vice Director. I'm sorry for interrupting you." Then she turned and fled at the speed of a 100-meter sprint. The staff around them laughed. Resigned, Chloe looked at her husband sitting across from her. "You're no longer young. Why do you still draw girls' attention?" "Don't people say men of my age are the best?" Mr. Dawson asked calmly. "Pooh. Men in their 30s are as ugly as bean curd residue." "Who said that?" Mr. Dawson obviously didn't agree. "I did. It's a famous saying created by Chloe. What do you think?" "Fine. You win." Mr. Dawson knew his wife could be horribly stubborn when she got unreasonable, so he just surrendered without an argument. While they ate a simple meal in the cafeteria at midnight, Chloe felt a relief that she hadn't felt for a long time, knowing that Justin was fine. At 6 the next morning, the eastern sky had just lightened in this northern city. Elsie came to the door of Justin's ward. In fact, she had come last night, but seeing many people waiting in the corridor, she knew she couldn't see him, so she had just left. "I want to see Justin," Elsie said coldly to the bodyguard at the door. "Mrs. Cooper said our young master hasn't woken and no one is allowed to see him." "I'm his friend." The answer is still no. "Why not? Get out of my way." Elsie argued with the bodyguard at the door. Her loud voice woke up Mrs. Cooper, who had been taking a nap in the room. She opened the door and walked out. Mrs. Cooper. Aunt Cooper. At the sight of Justin's mother, Elsie greeted her sweetly. Miss Rue, how can I help you? Mrs. Cooper looked unusually cold. Aunt Cooper, I heard Justin was hit by a car. I want to see him. Elsie looked nice and thoughtful before Mrs. Cooper. I'm sorry, but my son hasn't woken up. The doctor said no visitors. I see. When will he wake up? Elsie was truly worried about Justin and hadn't slept well during the night. I don't know. Miss Rue, your leg hasn't fully recovered yet. I suggest you return to your ward. Then, Mrs. Cooper went back into the room and closed the door behind her. Being rejected, Elsie had no choice but to return to her ward. Melody was also worried about Justin, but couldn't get off her bed to see him. With several ribs broken, she could only rely on caretakers. Rory came a little after 7 o'clock, and she wasn't alone since Lin Hong came with her. Melody was surprised to see him. Melody. Rory walked in with a bouquet of gold band lilies. Lin Hong followed her into the room with a big basket of expensive fruits in his hand. You guys are so early. I didn't want to starve you, but you didn't bring me any food. Melody looked around and didn't see any food. They only brought flowers and fruits. There are many fruits here. They are not enough for you? Rory pointed at the fruit basket. Obviously, she didn't know how to take care of a patient. A patient can't survive on apples, right? What do you want to eat? I'll go and buy it for you. Lin Hong had been silent. Now he asked in a low voice. In fact, his appearance made Melody feel awkward. After all, she had rejected his love, and it was awkward to see him. It's fine, I'm not that hungry. Don't be shy. You're in luck to have Lin run errands for you. Haha. Come on and tell him what you like to eat. Oblivious of the awkwardness between Melody and Lin Hang, Rory urged Melody. I want to eat deep-fried dough sticks and soy milk, Melody said hesitantly. Lin Hang frowned. You're a patient, and these are not healthy foods. I'll buy some congee for you. Then you can buy it in the hospital cafeteria. It's cheap and delicious. I have money in the wallet. Melody pointed at her bag on the bedside table. Without sparing it a glance, Lin Hang walked out. In fact, she knew he wouldn't take her wallet. After Lin Hang was gone, Rory instantly changed into a gossip girl. Hey, tell me what you were doing in the car with my uncle, which caused such a big crash. We were just driving. That big truck ran the red light. Melody looked innocent. Heh, were you kissing at that time? Puh, you can be an author with your vivid imagination. Kiss? With Justin's hot temper, he'd kill me. Melody looked disgusted. Ha, you're funny. Rory's laugh was very unique. How can you laugh? Your uncle almost died. I almost died too. But you two are fine. After surviving the big car crash, you'd be lucky in the future, so calm down. Anyway, this is a blessing in disguise. Yao, you're now a woman who has gone through a disastrous situation with my uncle. Even Dr. Green didn't have this privilege. I have high hopes for you. Nonsense. Melody turned her head away. She knew what Rory was hinting at, but she didn't want to continue the topic. Don't play dumb with me. You know, my uncle is very proud. Him driving you back to the dorm in the middle of the night means that you're special to him. Forget it. Rory, please don't spread rumors. President Cooper drove me home as a show to Elsie. My big Melody, let's focus on you then. What are your thoughts? Suddenly, Rory leaned toward Melody's exquisite face and asked in a secretive way, What, thoughts? Melody's heart trembled since she knew what Rory was talking about. There's no one else in the room. You can tell me the truth. President Cooper is way out of my league. Who is he? Who am I? Melody smiled self-mockingly. Love has nothing to do with the background. You know I love Lin. I'm a girl from the Cooper family, and he's just an owner of a small auto repair shop. So nothing comes out of it, Melody retorted. Old girl, you hurt me. Rory held her chest. Indeed, Lin Hong had never accepted Rory's love, regarding her as an immature and rebellious child. I'm talking about you and my uncle. Don't drag me into it. I don't dare to like Justin. I didn't ask you if you dare to like him. I asked if you like him or not. Do you feel nothing for him? Rory's words made Melody think. It was impossible to say she felt nothing. After getting to know him better, she began seeing Justin in a new light, especially after he saved her life by turning the steering wheel at the last moment. So she had complicated feelings inside. On one hand, Justin was a good guy and worthy of love, but on the other hand, she knew he wasn't for her. A strong sense of inferiority rose in her as her heart flipped for Justin. For one instant, she was filled with all kinds of contradictory feelings. She opened her mouth, but then heard the door open and saw Lin Hang come in with a food box. Melody stopped. Rory glanced back at Lin Hang. "Lin, can't you come back later?" "What? Are you talking about some secrets?" Lin Hang's face was expressionless as usual, but still he looked handsome. "Of course. This is a small secret between girls," Rory said with a chuckle, and took out a pack of cigarettes. Before she lit one, Lin Hang said, "Rory, this is a ward. You can't smoke here." "But I have the urge to smoke now. Can I smoke in the washroom?" She walked into the washroom inside the ward with a cigarette and lighter. As Justin did, Melody stayed in a VIP suite which was 60 square meters in size. Equipped with a sofa and TV set, the suite had a big washroom. It was also soundproof, so after Rory closed the washroom door behind her, Melody and Lin Hang fell into awkward silence. "I bought some vegetable congee but didn't get any pickles. I don't think you should eat food too salty in your condition." "Okay, thank you," Melody said with her head lowered and didn't look at Lin Hang's face. "Do you want me to feed you?" "No, I wounded my ribs, not hands, so I can manage it." Afraid that Lin Hang would feed her, she explained in awkward words and even moved her fingers. Lin Hang's lips twitched, but didn't speak, as he helped Melody put down the small meal table on the bed. Placing the vegetable congee before her, he began to peel the eggshell for her carefully. I can do it." Melody reached out to take the egg, but Lin Hang didn't give it to her. "I heard, you like Justin?" Lin Hang blurted out as he peeled the eggshell. Melody didn't know what to say. "Who told you that? Was it Rory?" With forced calm, Melody asked. Lin Hang didn't answer. Instead, he asked with his head lowered, "You like Justin because he's rich?" Hearing his words, Melody's face changed slightly, but she didn't speak. "But I don't think you are a gold digger." Despite his silence, Lin Hang had good judgment on people and could tell pretentious women from good girls. If Melody was a gold digger, he'd have seen it long ago and wouldn't have liked her in the first place. "You're wrong. I'm a gold digger," Melody said self-mockingly. "I want to know what Justin has that I don't, except for money. What's it about him that fascinates you?" As he asked the question, he finished peeling the egg. Tossing it into Melody's congee, he stared at her face. "You asked the question as if I really like him. I don't know how to answer this question." Melody wondered why people kept asking her why she liked Justin when she didn't even admit that she liked him. At this moment, the washroom door opened and Rory skipped out. "Damn it, it was really stuffy in there. I feel much better after one cigarette. Hang, would you like one?" "No." Lin Hang looked sour. Ever since he heard about the thing between Melody and Justin from Rory, he had been unhappy. When he knew they were together in the car crash, he was even more resentful, so he had a weird expression on his face. "Melody, let me feed you," Rory offered. "Please don't. I'm afraid you'd kill me with scalding food." "Ha ha, I won't. I'd not kill you. The most I can do is crippling you with scalding food." Rory laughed hysterically. "Do your parents know about the accident?" Lin Hang asked suddenly. "No." "It's a big thing. You don't plan to tell them?" "Sister Chloe said I'll be fine, and the wound won't have any lasting effects on me. I don't want my parents to worry about me for nothing," Melody explained. "Can you afford the medical expense?" Lin Hang asked her. "Oh, it goes without saying that my uncle will pay it. He's rich, and the expense is nothing to him," Rory said carelessly. Hearing Justin would pay for her medical expense, Lin Hang looked even more displeased. He glanced at Melody with a disapproving look. "Are you sure you want Justin to pay it for you?" No. I told Sister Chloe that no matter who pays it for me now, I'll pay it back. It's true I come from an ordinary family, but my parents always teach me not to take advantage of others." Melody hurried to explain. After all, She felt bad enough that Justin got hurt for her, so she'd never make him pay medical expenses for her. Lin Hong gave her a long look but didn't speak. Then he walked out of the room. Feeling awkward, Melody lowered her head to eat the congee. Melody, Hang didn't do it to anger you. He's not a bad guy. He just has a bad temper and can't abide by gold diggers. He thinks you like my uncle because of his status. I know. I won't take his words to heart. Melody nodded. Then when do you plan to declare your love for my uncle? Rory supported her chin with a hand and asked nosily. Your Majesty, you'd better kill me. Melody almost choked on the congee. I'm serious. I'm not joking. I want to live a few more years. Don't torture me. Haha. Many women declared love for my uncle. They are still safe and sound. Do you mean Zoe, Gianna, or that cotton candy that had been thrown out? Or you mean Kira, who came back to the birthday party? She had no answer to that, but it wasn't her uncle's fault that those women didn't end up well, right? They brought it to themselves. It's not my uncle's fault. Rory tried to explain, but was interrupted by Melody. Let's change the subject and talk about postnatal care for mother pigs. Melody knew Rory wanted to talk about her relationship with Justin, but there was nothing between them. Right now, Justin hadn't woken up yet, so there was no point. Forget it. Eat your congee. I'll go and see if my uncle woke up or not. At South Hill Manor. It was almost 5 in the morning when Chloe returned home. Sleeping for a few hours, she got up at 11:30 in the morning. Jack had gone to the company. She had planned to resign, but Director Richard suddenly declared he'd retire and wanted her to take the position of director. Although this issue was still undecided, loads of work were waiting for her at Southside. Besides, Justin hadn't woken up yet. So Chloe washed up a bit and went to the hospital escorted by her chauffeur and bodyguards. The moment she arrived, Noah's call came. Chloe? Noah, you found something? I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. Why? We found nothing. Why? Chloe said in disbelief and astonishment. I find it weird, too. The driver had a simple background and it should be easy to dig out his information, but the people related to him either couldn't be reached or have gone to other places. No one seems to know him. If so, it means the whole thing is a conspiracy, Chloe said gravely. Yeah, I think so too. The thing is not as simple as it looks. After the driver died, there should be some relatives to claim his body. But no relative or friend came, and they seem to have broken up with him long ago. His employee said he doesn't know him well. Their evasiveness made me more suspicious that someone is behind the whole thing. Did you check his call records? I did. Nothing unusual. I suspect he used another cell phone to contact the people behind him. But I guess that cell phone wasn't bought with his own ID and we haven't found it anyway. So there are no clues for us to go on. It's truly a well-thought plan. Hehe, with him dead, they erased all evidence. I plan to talk to Jack and dig deeper. We'll see if we can find something. Okay, thank you. Don't mention it. Noah hung up. Chloe was worried. It seemed her suspicion was confirmed. Someone indeed tried to kill Justin. She wondered who they were. Vice Director, Mr. Cooper is awake. A young nurse knocked on the door and told her. Chloe stood up immediately. Hearing Justin was awake, Chloe felt elated and strode after the young nurse. Seeing Justin wake up, Mrs. Cooper was the most emotional person, and her tension finally eased after holding her son and crying for a while. When Chloe entered, she saw Justin was trying to wipe tears off of his mother's face. Mom, stop crying, okay? I'm not dead. Justin sounded weak. Shut up. What nonsense are you talking about? Older people regarded talk about death as a taboo. Ha, I'm fine now. You must take care of yourself. If you hurt yourself crying, what shall I do? I cried because I was terrified. Mrs. Cooper's eyes were red with crying. At her age, Mrs. Cooper's goal in life was making sure her only son was safe and sound. If something happened to him, she'd be devastated. Yeah, it's my fault. Mom, please don't cry. You can hit me or scold me, but please don't cry. My heart hurts when I see you cry. Justin was clumsy with girls, but was an expert in soothing his mother. Obviously, Mrs. Cooper felt better when she heard these words and wiped tears from her eyes with a small handkerchief. Chloe chose this moment to walk into the room and said, Aunt, You must be tired after staying up for 1 day and 1 night. Go and have some rest. Leave everything to me. Chloe, it's so good to see you. Come and do a checkup on Justin. Yeah, I will. Please go home and sleep, okay? Chloe persuaded Mrs. Cooper gently. Fine, I'll go home and take a nap. Auntie, do Grandpa Cooper and Uncle Cooper know about Justin's accident? How can I keep such a big thing from them? I told them, but thank God Justin's fine. I guess his father and grandfather will be home tonight. Good. They can come here together tonight. I haven't seen them for a while. Nodding, Mrs. Cooper left with a lighter mood. When the door closed, only Justin and Chloe were left in the room. Wearing a white coat and a pair of black frame glasses, Chloe looked the same as Justin had seen her the first time. For a moment, Justin felt he had traveled back in time and returned to the day a few years ago when he was staying in the Southside Recuperation Center due to his wound in the leg. At that time, Chloe had just become a doctor and sparred with the prince of the Cooper family without mercy. Standing before the bed and looking at Justin, who had just woken up, Chloe felt her eyes turn moist. Please don't cry. I just soothed my mother. I truly don't have strength to soothe another, Justin said jokingly. I won't cry. I was just thinking you're indeed hard to kill. Ha ha, of course. Grandpa Death doesn't want me. I say, Mr. Cooper, why didn't you ask after Melody? I don't have to ask. I'm sure she's fine. If even I can wake up, she must be faring better than I am. After all, her wounds are less severe, Justin said in conviction. Chloe sighed lightly. Yeah, at the critical moment, our great hero Cooper turned the steering wheel to save the beautiful girl at the sacrifice of his own life. Shouldn't you applaud my heroic act? Justin laughed proudly. No applause for you, but I've got slaps for you. How many do you want? Huh? I'm a patient. How can you beat patience? Beating you can't make me feel better. Do you know how big of a scare you gave us? Chloe's voice shook slightly as she spoke. She wanted to cry in happiness to see Justin safe and sound. It's all in the past. My mom said I must thank Jack. Yeah, my husband did the surgery for you. So, I owe him a big one. This fellow is very deep. He knows I'd never yield to force, so he tries to soften me with favors. It makes things difficult for me. How can I like you in the future without feeling guilty? Justin said the words with such frankness that Chloe forgot her embarrassment. She said with a chuckle, So, you must stop liking me. You'd be a scumbag if you still like his wife after he saved your life, right? Don't worry. His wife is as fat as a pig with a big belly. I don't like her. You're a pig. Realizing Justin compared her to a pig, Chloe retorted immediately. Justin smiled at her. Taking a seat before him, she asked, Do you feel any discomfort? Yeah. Where? Chloe tensed up. My stomach. It growled. Dr. Green, please check on me and see if I'm hungry. Hearing his teasing words, Chloe reached out to hit him. Justin made to duck her hand instinctively, but Chloe stopped, not wanting to hit a patient. Be serious. Tell me if you are feeling okay. I'm fine. I've resurrected with full HP. Are you dizzy? No. Do you feel any pain? Not too much. Did Jack open my head? No. You only had some blood congestion. Oh, then I'm fine. I'll have them do a complete checkup on you, including blood pressure, lipid levels, and glucose. Can I eat something first? I'm starving. No, you can eat after, Chloe told him. Fine. It's your call in your hospital. Wait a minute while I make the arrangements. Chloe stood up slowly to leave the room. Chloe. When she walked to the door, Justin stopped her. Yeah? Chloe looked back with a smile. It's so good to see you again, Justin said earnestly. You too. Then she opened the door and walked out. Chloe knew Justin referred to his narrow escape. To be honest, Justin had thought he would die when the Lamborghini crashed with such a great speed and such a big force. He felt lucky that he would wake up fine and see people he cared for. The first was his mother, and the second was Chloe. After making the arrangements, Chloe went to the neighboring room where Melody stayed. When she entered, Melody was staring out of the window with an unreadable expression in her eyes. Melody. Sister Chloe. How do you feel today? Very well. Good. Tomorrow you can do some exercise and get off the bed slowly. Okay. Sister Chloe, they say President Cooper is awake? When she heard that Justin had woken up, she had wanted to rush into his room, but then suppressed this urge. After all, she was nothing to Justin, and she didn't want to be another Elsie who harassed him persistently. Yeah, he did. How is he doing? Will he be disabled or something? Melody asked anxiously. Yeah, he will. Really? Seeing Chloe's serious face, Melody's heart sank. I'm afraid Justin will have to spend the rest of his life in a wheelchair, and he'd not be able to get a wife. You know he ended up like this because of you, so you might consider repaying him by marrying him. When Chloe said the first sentence, Melody almost wept in sorrow, but when she heard the last part, she understood suddenly that Chloe was playing with her. Sister Chloe, how can you tease me like this? You gave me such a fright. I just wanted to see if you're determined to do anything to repay Justin. Sister Chloe, please don't mock me. I just don't want President Cooper to have any lasting sequelae because of this accident, or I'll feel guilty for the rest of my life. Seeing Melody's earnest face, Chloe couldn't bear to tease her anymore. Don't worry, he's fine and won't have any sequelae. My husband is the best neurosurgeon in the country. Chloe praised her husband while comforting Melody. Yeah, I believe President Dawson did his best to save President Cooper. I'm sure he'll be on his feet again very soon. By the way, Melody, I need to tell you something. What is it? Someone paid the medical expense for you. What do you mean? Didn't Mrs. Cooper pay it for me? Melody was confused. Yeah, Auntie Cooper did. But another person came this morning claiming to be your friend. He looked up the amount of your medical expense and paid the money back to Auntie Cooper in an envelope. It's in Justin's ward, but Auntie Cooper was tired and didn't have time to open it yet. Did you tell your family about the accident? Chloe thought the person came from Melody's family. In fact, Melody's expense in the hospital was less than $50,000, which was a small number for the Cooper family. Chloe wondered about the person who had come suddenly and paid the expense for Melody. If the person was Melody's parent, they would have come into the ward and seen her. I didn't tell my parents. Do you have other friends in the city? Chloe asked. No. Melody's first thought was Rory, since the latter was rich, but she decided against it because Rory knew the Cooper family had paid the medical expense, so she wouldn't intervene. After all, she was from the Cooper family. Was it possible? Then a man's face flashed across her mind and her expression turned dark. If he was the person who paid $50,000 for her, what did it mean? After all, they were not friends. You know who it might be? Yeah, it might be one friend. I'll call and ask him later. Okay, take your rest. If you need me, just send a nurse for me. Chloe stood up to leave. Sister Chloe, can I go and see President Cooper? Biting her lip, Melody felt embarrassed to ask the question, since she was afraid people would think she liked Justin. Of course, but you can't move by yourself. I'll let a nurse get you a wheelchair and push you to his ward. Good, good. Melody was very pleased. Chloe was walking toward her office when Sarah's call came. Hello, big girl. What's up? Chloe answered the call lazily. Chloe, I want to divorce Noah. Be serious. Today's not April Fool's Day. Chloe didn't take Sarah's words seriously, thinking the woman was playing a prank on her. I'm serious. Sarah's tone was very calm. You must swear if you lie to me. Before Chloe could finish, Sarah continued calmly. If I lie to you, I'll never reach cup C size in my life. You are serious, if you can take this oath. Are you in the hospital? I'll go and see you. Sarah's spirits were very low. Yeah, I am. Come and we'll talk. Hanging up, Chloe immediately called Noah. Chloe, there's no progress with the investigation yet. If I find something, I'll tell you immediately. Jack and I are both working on it. Noah thought Chloe called to ask about the investigation of the force behind Justin's car crash, but he was mistaken. Noah, did you fight with Sarah? Huh? No. Noah was surprised. Then, are you in a Cold War? No, Noah recalled carefully and didn't remember anything out of ordinary. Is your sex life normal? Chloe thought hard and almost laughed at herself when she asked this question. Chloe, are you messing with me? No, truly I'm not. I just wanted to understand the status of your marriage. We're fine. Noah guessed their twice-a-month sex life wasn't active, but quite normal according to some experts in the States. Fine, that's all. Why did you ask all those questions? Noah was puzzled since he knew Chloe wasn't a nosy person. He felt uneasy. I was bored and wanted to do research for my little bean to see if her future in-laws are getting along well. Chloe used the bullshit to disguise her true intentions. Confused, Noah cocked his head and thought hard after the call ended. Hanging up, Chloe also wondered about the situation. One of them wanted a divorce, but the other was totally oblivious. Was it possible that... An unspeakable idea flashed across her mind, and she decided to demand some answers from Sarah when she was here. 1 hour later, Sarah drove to the Southside Recuperation Center alone and went up to Chloe's office. "Hello, Sister Sarah." Violet saw Sarah and thought she was here to see Justin. "Hi, is Chloe in there?" "Yes, you can go in now." Sarah nodded, looking dispirited. It was autumn and quite cool in this northern city. Wearing dark gray sports pants and jacket, she kept the brim of her black cap low on her face. When she entered, Chloe had just finished making a pot of flower tea. "You come just in time. I made us flower tea," Chloe said with a smile. "I don't want flower tea. Do you have arsenic trioxide? Give me some." Sarah tossed her bag onto the sofa and stretched herself beside it. "Puh!" Chloe almost spewed out the flower tea she had just taken. "Sis, why do you want white arsenic?" Arsenic trioxide was the scientific name for white arsenic. It seemed Sarah did well with her chemistry in high school. "I want to poison the adulterer and adulteress," Sarah said in fury. I thought you'd use it to kill yourself." Chloe didn't know if she should cry or laugh. "Kill myself? Am I stupid? If I wanted to die, I'd take them with me." "Wait, you mean..." Chloe was confused and a little frightened by Sarah's request for white arsenic. "Chloe, come here. I'll explain it to you in detail." Sarah beckoned at her. Chloe moved over and sat beside her. Sarah looked at Chloe earnestly and said, "Noah cheated on me." "Puh, are you kidding me?" Hearing that Noah had another woman, Chloe giggled. "Do I look like I'm joking?" Sarah stared at her. Did you catch them?" "No." "Then why did you say he cheated on you?" Chloe looked at Sarah in amusement. "I have clues." "What clues? Tell me and I'll help you analyze them." "Lately, I feel Noah acts weirdly. He comes home very late. He always works late. He's truly busy. Ever since he took the position of the bureau chief, his work has multiplied." Chloe soothed her. "It's more than that. I did a simple investigation and found a few new employees entered his bureau in June. One of them is a girl who has just graduated from the Public Security University. She's very pretty. Whoa, her little smooth face, big eyes, clear skin, and sweet smile. She's even 1 head taller than me. She does office work in the bureau. Ever since she came, she has had designs for Noah." "Is it your guess, or did you see it with your eyes?" Chloe asked. "I hired a private detective. I'm furious. Look at these photos." Sarah took out an envelope and slammed it onto the table. Chloe took the photos out and saw they were pictures of Noah or the young graduate, but there were no pictures of them together, not to mention intimate photos. "These... Look at their clothes and shoes," Sarah pointed out. Chloe saw Noah's shoes were the same style as those of the girls. 2 of his shirts were similar to the girls' shirts but in different colors. Did Noah buy these shirts?" Chloe asked. "I bought them for him. He's a bumpkin and doesn't know what's in fashion," Sarah said in resentment. "That's strange. If you bought them for him, then he couldn't have dressed to match the girl's outfit." "Is it a coincidence?" Chloe added. After all, everyone could see how much Noah loved Sarah. To be honest, Chloe would first believe that Sarah cheated on Noah, but not vice versa. She and Jack had known Noah since they were children, and they knew Noah's character better than anyone else. Coincidence? How can it be? It might be a coincidence if only 1 or 2 items match. But look at their caps, sunglasses. Do you still think they are coincidences? Agitated, Sarah pointed her finger at the photos. "Sarah, other than these photos, do you have other evidence?" Chloe asked coolly. "Aren't these enough?" Sarah widened her eyes in puzzlement, wondering why Chloe was acting so calm. As her best friend, shouldn't Chloe be angry and help her deal with the adulterer and adulteress? Sarah, what's the girl's name? How old is she? Do you know that? Yeah, damn it. I'm peaked. How can the girls of nowadays be so shameless? Everyone in the bureau knows that he's married and our son Ethan is in kindergarten. Still, she tries to seduce him. Our old ace is definitely not as handsome as your Mr. Dawson or even Justin, so I just don't understand why he's so attractive to girls. Sarah was frustrated. Your chief ace is very dashing. As the youngest chief in the history of the Municipal Public Security Bureau, he came from a high-level official family with a fortune, drives a police car on duty, and a luxurious car worth 1 million yuan when he's off duty. He's vigorous and resolute with his work and is honest in character. All these virtues are quite attractive, don't you think so? Chloe said with a chuckle. Damn it. Now that you mention it, I find that he's a good catch. But Chloe, how can a young and pretty girl be so shameless as to step into other people's marriage as the other woman? Sarah was furious. The world is big and there's all kinds of people in it. This pisses me off so much. So Sarah, what do you want to do? What to do? If he truly cheated on me, I'd certainly divorce him. But before that, I'll gather as much evidence as I can. Then I'll sue him and kick him out without giving him a penny. I'll see if the batch still wants to be with him if he's poor. Humph. Sarah was so enraged that she spouted dirty words. Chloe just smiled calmly. How can you smile at this moment? It's not your business, so you're not worried, right? Sarah glared at Chloe in frustration. Sarah, you're right. Calm down first. You haven't confronted Noah on this, right? No, I don't want to alert him. I'm not stupid. Good, you're right. You must continue the investigation secretly, and don't show your anger before Noah. It will ruin your plan if you alert him. Meanwhile, I'll help you gather more evidence and then we'll sue the adulterer and adulteress, okay? Okay. Sarah nodded but was still incensed. Sarah, if you divorced, who'd have Ethan? Chloe asked. Of course I'll take my son. What if the Ace family wants him too? No, they won't. If that BS Noah cheated on me, I think my in-laws are very reasonable people and won't let that scumbag raise my son. Besides, if he married that batch, my son would be abused. Sarah began to weep. To be honest, Chloe thought there must be some misunderstanding. She just didn't believe Noah would dump his wife and son to be with the other woman, no matter how pretty she was. If Noah was that kind of guy, he'd not have married Sarah. After all, as a son of a high-level official, he could have had any woman he wanted. But Chloe knew she couldn't reason with Sarah right now, since the latter was furious and wouldn't listen to reason. Sarah, calm down. Marriage crisis is something we must experience at our age. Look, even though Mr. Dawson loves me so much, we still went through the drama of Bella. That was different. Jack didn't spare Bella a glance. But this damned guy of mine is enchanted by the young girl. Sarah got worked up again. Oh, I got distracted by you. I meant to ask you about the woman. Tell me what kind of person your rival in love is. I told you. She graduated from the Public Security University. Has good looks, big tits, and a high butt. A damn typical sexy bitch. What's her name? Octavia. How old? 25. Home address? She's from the east of the city. I didn't pay much attention to the exact address. Family background? Her parents seem to manage a shop. Oh yes, a small restaurant selling bridge rice noodles. She's their only child. Okay. Chloe shook her head thoughtfully. Chloe, are you saying that I should go and trash her parents' shop? Ahem. What are you thinking about? When did I tell you to crash the shop? Miss Sarah, calm yourself down. Chloe reached out and pinched Sarah's cheek, just as she had done when they were in high school. Chloe, you must help me. My heart feels empty and I don't know what to do. Don't worry, your thing is my thing. This is more like it. Haha. It feels good to have a rich friend. If I got divorced and became penniless with Ethan, I'll provide for you and your son for the rest of your lives. Haha, you're indeed my bestie. After talking with Chloe, Sarah felt better. Before she left, Chloe instructed her repeatedly not to make a scene or confront Noah. Chloe relaxed when Sarah nodded and promised that she won't do those things. After she left, Chloe took out the photos and studied them. The photos were taken without their notice, and they were never caught together. But their clothes, shoes, caps, and sunglasses were too identical to be coincidences. There must be something fishy in this. But, leaning back on the sofa, Chloe studied the photos as thoughts flashed across her mind swiftly. Meanwhile, a young nurse got Melody into a wheelchair and pushed her toward Justin's room. When they arrived at the door, she felt nervous and didn't dare to enter. "Miss Melody, shall we go in?" "Wait a second. Let me think." Melody panicked suddenly and wanted to ask the young nurse to push her back into her room. She felt she wasn't ready and didn't know what to say to Justin. At this moment, Mrs. Cooper arrived, followed by bodyguards and a housemaid. "Melody?" "Hello, Auntie. Cooper." Embarrassed, Melody stammered out her greeting. "How come you're out? Can you move around now?" "I'm fine. Sister Chloe said I can move around in a wheelchair." "That's great. I was about to have my housemaid deliver the bone soup to you. I made a big pot of it." Mrs. Cooper raised the big thermal bottle in her hand. "Thank you, Auntie." "What are you doing here at the door? Did you see Justin?" Come on. I'll push you into the room. Justin is worried about your wound. He'll feel better when he sees you." Before Melody could answer, Mrs. Cooper handed the thermal bottle to the housemaid and pushed Melody into Justin's ward. Caught by surprise, Melody felt goosebumps spreading all over her scalp. When Mrs. Cooper pushed Melody into the room, Justin was lying in bed watching TV. Hearing the sounds, he turned his head and saw Melody in her hospital gown. Without makeup, she was still pretty, even though her face was pale due to her wound. "Justin, look who's here." Mrs. Cooper had always wanted to bring them together. After she knew that Justin got wounded because he tried to protect Melody in the car crash, she wasn't displeased. Instead, she thought the young girl must be unusual if her son tried to protect her. When Justin glanced at her, Melody pursed her lips and felt a bit shy. "Hi, President Cooper. Are you paralyzed? Why are you in a wheelchair?" Seeing Melody come in sitting in the wheelchair, Justin's heart sank. "What are you talking about? Melody has a wound in her leg. Chloe got her a wheelchair so she can move around." Mrs. Cooper gave her son a dirty look. Justin looked relieved in sudden understanding. You two go on with your chat. The bone soup is a bit cold. I'll go to the cafeteria to heat it." To create an opportunity for them to talk alone, Mrs. Cooper pushed Melody to Justin's bedside and left the room. Auntie Cooper, Melody felt awkward and silly to just sit there and look at Justin. "Are your wounds painful?" Melody was surprised to see the gentle side of Justin. Instead of mocking her as he usually did, he asked if she was in pain. She felt warm inside. "They are not so painful now. I'm young and healthy." "You sound like you're saying that I'm old. I'll recover very soon." "It's great to see you're fine, or I'll feel guilty for the rest of my life." Melody lowered her head as if she was apologizing to him. "What are you guilty about? It's I who got you into this. If you weren't in my car, if I didn't insist on driving you back, you would have been fine taking a taxi." Justin chuckled. "No, I never thought of that. I only know if you didn't turn the steering wheel in time, I might have been." Melody's voice was small at the last words. "Whoa, okay. Let's not play teary scenes. We are both fine. That's the important thing." Justin didn't like melancholic scenes, so he immediately changed the mood. "President Cooper, I'll never bicker with you and make you angry." "Whoa, you'll change your ways now?" Justin chuckled. "No, but you saved my life. I'll feel guilty if I continue sparring with you," Melody said slowly. Justin nodded. "Yeah, you're right. But I wonder if you'll return all the money you tricked from me." I was kidding. Don't take it seriously. I don't care for that small amount of money." Seeing the tension on Melody's face, Justin laughed heartily. "Don't laugh so hard. You'll burst open your wound." "It's fine. I don't have serious wounds in my body. It's in my head." Justin pointed at his head. Melody lowered her head and didn't speak. After the car crash, she felt something changed between them. No, more accurately, her feelings for Justin had changed. "Little money lover, what's your plan after you get out of the hospital?" Justin asked her with his eyes fixed on the TV. Thanks for tuning in to the Cool Audio Podcast. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a fellow story lover. Until next time, Stay cool and keep listening.